Floyd! Floyd!
Harry, what the heck are you yelling about? And why are your animals running around everywhere?
Floyd, did you sneak over and let all my farm animals out so they'd come and trample everything on your farm?
I'm fairly certain I did not.
All right, well, come on. Let's clean up your mess.
My mess?
Don't click away, because I need your help in encouraging grandparents to stay mentally active through gaming. Thanks for joining the mission at Gaming for Grandparents. And please let your grandparents know it is free to subscribe. So let's get into this video and see how many grandparents we can help. Today's game is going to be Farmington Tales Winter Crop that I got from Big Fish Games. It's a hidden object game. It is also a story-based game with animation and has multiple mini puzzles. This is the second version of this game, so I'm going to continue to play it and release it in multiple videos until I complete it.
Well, now where do we begin? It all started when Dahlia came down with an awful sickness. Hospital bills were piling up, and their insurance wasn't exactly jumping at the chance to pay him. Floyd did the only thing he could to help his wife. Took out a personal loan from the bank. But then again, banks only care about their money, and it wasn't long before they came a-knocking. Floyd was between a rock and a hard place, and another rock, until his neighbor Harry told him about the Farmer of the Year award. Turns out the prize money was just about the right amount to pay off that pesky loan of his. And so Floyd set out to turn his modest little patch of dirt into a world-class farm. With a bit of help, of course. That'd be Kaylee running the market, and Harry doing, well, whatever it is Harry does. And by golly, they actually pulled it off. Came out of nowhere to win that Farmer of the Year award. Floyd and Dahlia, well, they'd had just about enough farming for one lifetime. So they left the farm to Kaylee and headed off to the Bahamas for retirement.
Aw, geez. All the plants are dying. Should I move them into the greenhouse? Where'd that darn wheelbarrow go? Wait, what if the water in the well freezes? Maybe there's a hose somewhere. What? The market's out of strawberries? Ugh, I need Floyd back.
Howdy, Kaylee. How goes the farming today?
Harry, you're just the man I wanted to see. Do you happen to, know anything about farming?
Do I know anything about farming? Why, is the sky blue? Is a red-eyed tree frog hard to catch?
Yes?
I'm no Farmer of the Year, but I can handle myself with a shovel thingy, if anyone's asking.
Great, I think. Want to help me out? I seem to be in a bit over my head here.
Well, I was gonna go sit on my porch and stare at the trees, but, yeah, okay.
Hi Floyd, hope your refresher is going great. Quick question, how do you grow plants?
Boy, I sure hope our new snowplow works. I can barely walk around here with all this snow. Harry!
Oh, hi, Kaylee.
Harry, did you crash the new snowplow into the pond? That cost every last dollar we had.
What's that? Oh, yeah, I did a bit. Weren't my fault, though. See, I put the gear shifter in D for don't go, but something's wrong with it.
Harry, the D stands for drive, not don't go.
Well, now no.
Harry, did you sweep the snow off the greenhouse roof like we talked about?
I thought you were gonna do that.
Ugh, Floyd is gonna kill us. Hello? Oh, hi, Mr. Floyd. Uh-huh. Yeah. Well, there's a money problem and a snowplow problem. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Sure, okay. No, well, you see, there's a greenhouse problem, too. Okay. Uh-huh. Okay, sounds great. Thanks, Mr. Floyd. Yeah, they're on the way back. Let's take a look around and see if there's any stuff we can trade at the market. It's not like we've got any crops to sell.
So all the dialogue can be skipped. I just decided to share the full story with you. So when we look around the farm, it's going to open up some boxes where when we click on that, then we can go into one of these spaces, and that's one of the hidden object games. So we're now looking at the barn loft. It's going to give us a list at the bottom of items that we have to find, but it gives you bonuses if you find them in alphabetical order. It gives you like 3 items in alphabetical order. You'll get more points. Our little market is calculating in the bottom left-hand corner. That's showing how much money that we're making from the market. And we don't have any quest items yet. That'll come soon enough. So instead of you having to watch me find all these things, I will fast forward through a lot of these HOPs, which are hidden object puzzles. So of course, when I multiply this by 4 times faster, it makes it look like I'm finding these odd items a lot faster than what I am. But now, once you finish one of these HOPs, it will then transfer you over to, quote, the market, where you have kind of a Tetris type of setup, where you have to fill in all these boxes or shapes, or you can just hit the autofill and it'll do that for you.
You're back!
We're back.
Floyd, Dahlia, why, I missed you so much. This place just isn't the same without you.
We missed you too, Harry.
Mr. Floyd, I am so sorry. We tried to keep the farm running for you, but, well, we kind of suck at it.
That's all right. I shouldn't have left you alone here. Looks like we got some work to do, starting with that greenhouse. Time to roll up your sleeves.
Don't roll up your sleeves, honey. You'll catch a cold.
So we're going to do another HOP here at the tool shed. And at the top, it wants me to find 5 items without a single mistake, meaning I can't click on something other than that item. And that's bonus points. And the autofill works really well, but sometimes you may have to correct how it builds something in order to give yourself more space. So now I'm getting a message at the top for a mini puzzle where I need to fix the gate. So all you have to do is just kind of drag the screen to get to the front gate, or you can actually click on that box. And in this case, I have to line up all the little dots there, or buttons if you will, onto one of the blue marks, but I have to make sure that I have all of the blue dots there completely covered. So, and that's how you solve that puzzle. So now I'm going to go over to the wheat patch there and do another HOP game. And a lot of times I forget about the little hints at the top where if I collect certain items in a row, I'll get this bonus. I often forget to look for that. So you can make more money than what I make on some of these hidden object games by just paying attention to that top little hint. In this case, it says collect an item before the hint birdie reaches it, which I don't think I've even activating the hint birdie, so I'm not sure about that one. And once again, we do the autofill for the market.
Hello? Anybody here? Mr. Floyd?
Howdy, I'm Floyd. What can I help you with?
Oh, it's Marlin. Marlin Wyatt. But you can call me Councilman Wyatt.
Sure thing, Marlin. What brings a Farmington councilman all the way out here?
Well, you're not going to believe this, Floyd. We had a surveyor doing some work just over yonder last week, and you know what he found? Turns out your entire farm is sitting on top of the biggest oil deposit we've ever seen.
I'm sorry. Did you say oil?
That I did.
Under Dahlia Farms?
Right again.
We're gonna be rich?
Whoa, let me stop you there, big guy. Your ownership of this land includes everything from the surface of the ground down to, about 6 inches below that. Way down where that oil is, well, that's owned by the city. And I'm here to inform you that we will be seizing your land under the Real Estate Restructuring and Rehabilitation Appropriation Adjustment Act of 1923, or RERA for short.
Mr. Wyatt, you have approximately 5 seconds to vacate my premises.
I see. Well, you should know, Floyd, that you've got 30 days to be off this land. I'll be in touch.
Never takes long for the greedy people to show up and try and take something that's yours, and cite some type of archaic law that allows them to do so. In the meantime, we're going to continue to feed all the animals, which is what I'm doing right now. When I have a little bag over these sheds, these animal pens, that means it's time for me to feed them. But I've got to fix the shop because apparently the door's locked and they've lost the key. So this is one of those games where you have to match the keys, but you can only do it by going in straight lines. So, like, there's some of these keys I can't get to yet because I can't go into, I don't have a straight path like these paths are. So, it has to be like one or two bends, and that's all you can do to match these things up. But a lot of the fixes are simply mini puzzles, and then to fill the market are the HOP puzzles. Where a lot of, some of these puzzles games that they have, mini puzzle games, they're so abstract sometimes that they don't make sense. But this game tends to be fairly straightforward with its mini puzzles, where everything just makes sense. I didn't have to clear the entire board, I just had to clear away enough to get to those two keys matching up. Now I need to go collect the eggs from the chickens. So that's why I suddenly had eggs pop up. Same thing will happen with milk and wool. Now I'm just moving around the screen, just seeing what all is everywhere. So I'm just grabbing the screen and dragging it. Just, seeing what's around. But then I hit play and now we're going to go back into an HOP at the tool shed. So we started out with $0, but now we have $500. Thanks mainly because I'm finding all of these items that we can sell at the market. And finished up all those items. And now we can do the autofill once again with the market. And you can see we're filling it up pretty good.
It just isn't fair. How can they just take the farm like that?
And after all the work I put into this place,
The law is the law, I suppose. Not much we can do about it. But I tell you, I don't think I ever seen Floyd so depressed in my whole life.
It isn't right. I'm gonna fix this, Miss Dahlia. You just watch.
yeah, me too. We're gonna fix this. How are we gonna fix this? Kaylee, hey, wait up!
Oh, Floyd, what are we gonna do?
So now it's giving us the option to find some quests, which means when we're doing the hidden object games or puzzles, there's extra things that we can find. So this is the list of where we will find what quest we have. So in this one, we need to find Violet Summers. Basically, we need to find balls of yarn, 2 of them. And so whenever we're doing the HOPs, we have to look for these balls of yarn as well. And then we can get an additional $40 for that puzzle. So in this case, Violet Summer, she needs some yarn because she's upset with this other yarn company. And then you have the current that you need to do, and then once you complete them, you'll have that. Now I'm harvesting the wool from the sheep, so that's where my mouse is at right now. But I'm also looking at what's going wrong with the market, and apparently it's in disarray. So it's one of those where you have to move all these parts around to where the stuff at the bottom, everything has to be in the bottom, but everything has a very specific fit. So I have to move things around and get things to be in a certain order so that I can get that piece down at the bottom, move that piece over, and then I have to move this piece and then this piece, and it's one of those type of puzzles where all you're doing is just moving stuff around till you can get everything to be under that red line. And that pretty much does it. So if your market is locked or your market is in disarray, you're not making any money. So you always want to go to those. So that's why I didn't collect the sheep's wool. I went and fixed the market first so it can continue to make money while I'm doing other things. Because we will use that money to make upgrades on the farm. Now that I've seen that I've pretty much done all I need to do, I'm going to go back into the barn loft and do another HOP. But this time I'm going to be looking for yarn because on our right hand side, the bottom there, it says that we have to find 2 rolls or balls of yarn. I will only be able to find 1 roll or 1 ball of yarn in each location. So I just found it for this one, and now I've got to find another area where it has another ball of yarn. And then finish that up and we can autofill. But as you can see, it's kind of leaving some space. So I'm going to actually fix this because it's not going to give me enough room. So I can't get that last little piece on the left-hand side over. So I'm going to move things around until I can get this to fill up correctly. So this is what I meant earlier where the autofill works pretty good, but you still may have to do some filling of your own in order to fit all these pieces in there.
Floyd! Floyd!
Harry, what the heck are you yelling about? And why are your animals running around everywhere?
Floyd, did you sneak over and let all my farm animals out so they'd come and trample everything on your farm?
I'm fairly certain I did not.
All right, well, come on. Let's clean up your mess.
My mess?
The dialogue between these guys is hilarious. But as you can see, I'm just moving around the scene and just looking for the animals, and I click on them once I find them. But they really do kind of blend in. I just am passing almost past that pig there, in the upper right-hand corner. Pig behind the silo there. But they made sure that all the horses or the pigs were either white and black or pink. So they're almost camouflaged. So I do have a hard time finding some of them. But at any rate, we don't need to watch all of this. Alright, so that's done, and now we're going to go ahead and go into another HOP to make some more money. So if you want more money, the fastest way to do it is to find these items in these HOPs. As you can see, we're up to $1,300, and you do need that money to do upgrades on the farm. So we'll get this wrapped up in a second and move on to the next part.
Mr. Floyd? Mr. Floyd!
Kaylee, what's wrong?
Mr. Floyd, you are not gonna believe what I found at the library. I went to look up this so-called RRRA Act, and I think I found a loophole. It says right here in the law that any land deemed to be a public park can't be seized under the Rehabilitation Act.
Okay, but Kaylee, this ain't a public park.
No, not yet. But all we'd have to do is turn this place into a winter wonderland, open it up for free to the public, and we'll be exempt.
Well, now that is a heck of an idea, Kaylee.
Oh, there you are, Kaylee. Man, you gotta slow down. I can't keep up. Oh, Floyd, you are not gonna believe what we found at the library.
So in the upper left, I have another mini puzzle where the newspaper is here. Try the daily Sudoku challenge. So this is Sudoku. I played this game on just my cell phone before, so it's just a case of you have 9 digits available, and they're filling in part of this to give you an idea of where to start. And this is actually one of the easier ones. I've had ones where there's barely any numbers in any of those boxes, and you have to try and figure out. You can't have any row or any column with the same number. You can't have any number in the same box. So I've got 9 boxes, 9 numbers. I don't know, 9, what is it? 9 rows, 9 columns. None of them can have duplicate numbers. So that's how Sudoku is played. It actually is um, challenging sometimes, and I can only play a few games at a time because it does, not these easier games, but the harder games of this, versions of this type of game, they are actually mentally exhausting. So I will only play a few games at a time, but this one is actually fairly easy and fairly straightforward. So I'm going to fast forward through the rest of it. Because I'm pretty sure Sudoku is not one of those games that is, really entertaining for anybody to watch. But I do appreciate these little mini puzzles so that you're not just doing hidden object games. Um, you can go get the milk, go get the eggs, feed the animals. So I'm checking the sheep to see if they need anything. And just, moving around the scenic environment and checking out what quest, because I have a new quest. So it looks like I click on it and I have to find boxing gloves, just one pair. So we'll now go into the basement and see if I can find some boxing gloves. There was a second quest where I needed to find a blender as well. So I completed both of those quests in this HOP. Now I've got another mini puzzle where it looks like the well is frozen over. So I've got to fix the pipes in the well. But I'm just looking around to see if there's anything else I need to do before I jump into the well. So I like how with every time you finish an HOP, or almost every time you have some other puzzle that you have to do. In this case, the pipes are messed up, so I have spare pipes on the sides, the right side and the left side, but it's all about turning these pipes around and getting them to where they'll connect to the 2 different, I don't know, holes or pipes at the bottom. So it's fairly straightforward. It's just a case of just rotating these pieces by clicking on them until you can get everything over the way you need it so that you're lining all the water up and getting it down to the bottom from the top to the bottom. So I'm almost finished with it. I'm just going to rotate a few more pieces until I get it to where I want it to be, to where it all lines up like we need it to line up. And obviously, I'm not going to be perfect my first try. So it's all about moving things around and trying to figure out what will work, what won't work, and just rotating things around. So I thought there was two at the bottom, but there's only one. So, and I feel like there might have been other ways you could have completed that puzzle. I think this is a good place to stop this game here. So we will pick this game up in another video. So I hope you enjoyed the storyline so far, and I hope you enjoy watching more videos on this game. I really want to encourage grandparents to stay mentally active through gaming. I want to mentally challenge them with strategy games and task management games and creative games like Minecraft. So if you appreciate my effort in trying to encourage your grandparents to stay mentally young? Please let them know about this channel. And let them know it is free to subscribe. There's no cost. And again, thanks for watching Gaming for Grandparents.